Good morning. Oh, good afternoon. I'm Winston Cunningham, and it is February the 10th, 2025. And what I want to talk about today is something that caught me by surprise the first time I heard it. Your best is not good enough. So I want to elaborate on that a little bit. From catching me by surprise hearing that, and of course, as a student at School of Metaphysics, seemed like every time I turned around, I was hearing truth as someone was speaking it, and I knew that was true, but I just was not accustomed to hearing it. So it takes some getting used to. And what I've learned about this concept has been quite a bit, because if you listen to people, you'll hear the words, well, I'm doing my best. I'm doing the best that I can, or some form of that. As I've come to understand it, when you say I'm doing my best, that's an insurance policy that will keep things the same. It's an insurance policy that guarantees that things will stay the same. If you're already doing your best, there's 144,000 different parts of you that you need to come to understand. And when you say, I'm doing my best, that would indicate that you understand all 144,000. How many do you understand? And are you doing your best? See, adversity is there not as a punishment, but as our friend. Because adversity spurs us to do better. And if we're already doing our best, there is no better. And unfortunately, this is what religion teaches. Though that's why I had to rise above that. But religion is a guarantee that you want to keep things the same and try to make everybody the same. Everybody's not the same. We were all given the same things in the beginning, but we took different paths and we're accelerating at different rates. So you can't compare one with another. So no two people are in exactly the same place. And you are not in the same place as you were. Now, if you'll begin to examine your experiences, you may find that you're repeating the same things over and over. That's because you're doing your best. And there's no more that you can take in, which is a lie. I didn't say you were lying. I said what you said was a lie. Those are two different pictures. To say you're lying would indicate that you understand what you're saying. But as Jesus said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that'll apply to anybody, any place, anytime. Because if you got it all together, if you understand all of you, it's time to go. You're ready to go on up there where Jesus is, do some bigger things. And you will be there. He was teaching us how to move in that direction. And the Pharisees wouldn't have that, said, hey, we got what we need already, leave us alone. So, but your best is not good enough. And I've had some experiences where spontaneously I pulled things out of myself that I didn't know was there, hadn't thought about it. But when it come time to use it, I had something to pull on, and I've come to understand that this a lot of this comes from previous lifetimes, which I don't remember. The memory is there, stored in the subconscious mind, the soul. It's there, and anybody will spontaneously pull something forward. Now ask yourself, when you were in the process of learning something new and it came real easy to you, didn't you stop and say, well, I don't remember learning that, but I got it? This is coming from previous lifetimes. Everybody has a lot more than they can imagine. So when you catch yourself saying, I've done my best, question this. Because what is your best? You don't know yet. So each experience gives us a way to find out a little bit more of what we have and develop more of what we can have. We're all capable beyond our wildest imagination. It's fascinating to even think about, and it's more fascinating to experience it. I mean, if you want to experiment with just the next time you go to a place like the YMCA or grocery shopping, just start putting your attention on finding a convenient parking place close to the front door and see what happens. And you can do this kind of thinking when you're open to understanding what more you have rather than I've got enough or I'm doing my best. You just don't know it, but you're lying. That because what you said was a lie. Anybody can do good in a particular situation and pull some things forward, the amazing things, like I've experienced this. I just shook my head after it was over and said, where'd that come from? And people say, well, God gave it to me. Well, that's true. But God gave us everything in the beginning and said, you kids go play, and when you grow up, come back, we'll talk. Because there's more. There's always more. And the farther I get and the more I uncover, the more I realize that what I've come to is just like a grain of sand on the beach in relation to the whole thing. It just, and where I am in relation to knowing enough or doing my best, I really don't have a clue. Really don't. I'm like Minnie Pearl. I'm just proud to be here, and I've learned to do that. And if I keep my attention more on what I want, then I find more of what I want. And so it's all about learning how to keep my attention on something valuable that I want to add until it's in front of me. My teacher, Nancy Hayek, told me, I've tried to say once, but no, probably many times, if your picture was clear, you would have it. If you don't have it yet, your picture is not yet clear. So all of these things that I learned at the School of Metaphysics are ways of fine-tuning consciousness to connect more and more, are simply ways of being that serve me. And it's about a lot of the exercises, I don't know of all of them, but all of the exercises I did at School of Metaphysics, and especially into the advanced series where you start to refine things and learn the process of creation and really get down to business, it is, as Nancy would say, these things are ways of clarifying your picture. Because if your picture is clear, you already have it. If you don't have it yet, your picture is not yet clear. And the picture is the whole thing. As a man thinketh, so is he. Man, not meaning man or woman, man meaning subconscious mind. So whatever that phrase actually means, whatever you put into the subconscious mind will come back to you. It's like your own soul is like the universe, but it's connected with you. But it's also connected with everyone and everything. So the work comes in rising above the physical existence to where you're not limited by religion, politics, or you're not limited by the five senses. You combine the five into a sixth. And we're approaching, how close we are, I'm not sure, but I find myself using more intuition as I go. So I am getting closer to the sixth day, which is the age of intuition. And the value of my experience, and that's what this 10 years is about, is learning value. The value of my experience where these things are concerned. The value is just this, that I am understanding more of how to have more. And it's been I wouldn't say a downfall. Well, it could be. A lack of understanding that I've recognized is that I remember a classmate of mine, well, did you get what you wanted? I said, yeah, I just didn't want enough. So this is something I'm working with and attempting to learn. I've still got a ways to go. And I was just relating in this particular case to amount of money. And I was just imagining just enough, which is habitually my way. But I can just as easily have the abundance, and that's what Jesus said he was here to do, is to show us how to have abundance. And if you look at the parable of the talents, it's available. If you look closely at the parable of talents and many other things in the Bible. So each morning I attempt to remember what I'm about to do here, and I've got a list of things to do, and some of those go into the 10 most wanted list, and I've got there's an ongoing list, and I keep the top 10 listed, so it helps me gain a proper perspective. Now, a proper perspective may be different than your proper perspective. This is why it's to your advantage to beware the consensus of opinion, because it's yours and what you figure out that's important. It's not what the group says or what the majority opinions. Now, we're going through in this country right now many surprises, not to me, but to many folks, or majority of the folks, are surprised at the results of their wanting an easy way out. Oh, it would be a joke if it wasn't so sad. But the sadness, we've got to learn to do better. And if you want to depend on a leader, then the leader you get is the one that is playing to your game, to your desires, to help you fulfill your desires. And they may not all be on the up and up. Anybody, we could all be observing, as I am, and I'm surprised. Well, not really surprised, and disappointed, and not really disappointed, because I knew from the beginning, before the first election, I knew who the man was. It's like the famous poet that used to talk to Oprah a lot. Gold in my ear? No, that's India. But she said that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. And I did. And so it will behoove all of us to pay particular attention, because this is the adversity that we're experiencing now that will lead to a gain, depending on how we pay attention to it. Two of the most important words I learned at School of Metaphysics is, it depends. When you hear somebody saying, I will do this in a particular way, you don't know, really. You've got a good idea, but you don't know till you get there. So when somebody says, I will do this, I'm thinking to myself, well, I hope I will do that. And I can build the idea that may be more productive than unproductive. But here, I am more cautious than most to not get caught up in the crowd. Because when people get together in a crowd, they lose their identity. And I meet people every day that I can tell by their body that they don't really have a good idea of who they are, because it shows in their spine, the curvature of the spine. That's what it relates to. And there are people who do that. But if I listen to somebody talk, they will explain why. As this poet so eloquently said, and I'm sorry I don't remember her name, but she was a good friend of Oprah, so that may help. and she's deceased now, but she read a poem at the inauguration of Obama, and so that'll help. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them. That saves time and heartache. But the truth will set you free. How you get to the truth is where the pain comes in. And how you hold back on reaching for the truth will also keep you bound where you are, doing your best. Everything stays the same. So next time you hear somebody say, I'm doing my best, think about these things in relation to yourself, not necessarily throw it in somebody's face. That's what these talks are about, is for if somebody hears it, if you're hearing this, it's because you need to hear it, and your soul is the one that connected you with it. That's the way it works. So don't compare yourself with anyone else. Don't be part of the crowd unless they're supporting what it is that you want to develop. But you're far ahead of the game, just doing more. Just doing more. I'm Winston Cunningham. Thank you.